If you're like me, your life is super busy, you're in a rush most of the time, and maybe you've locked yourself out of the house once or twice. Smart locks use applications, PIN codes, or fingerprints to allow you access to your home and don't require a key, so you don't have to worry about ever locking yourself out of the house again. In this video, I'll be partnering with DESLOC to take a look at their fingerprint smart lock. This is a super convenient fingerprint smart lock that's very easy to install and has tons of options for unlocking and locking. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's get this out of the box and see what all we're working with. We've got our template and our manual. 4 AA batteries. This box has installation hardware and keys, as well as our deadbolt there. Here's our indoor unit. This is our fingerprint scanner and keypad, which is installed on the outside. They also included the smart lock gateway, which is necessary for getting this set up with your smart assistants. Installing this lock was super simple. It only took about 10 to 15 minutes, and you don't need a drill or anything like that. After taking the old lock off, I installed the new deadbolt. The deadbolt is adjustable, so it works with almost any door. I used the shorter adjustment for my door because that matched my previous lock. You then line up the outside unit and slide it through. The mounting plate that goes on the inside actually has some adhesive, so you can just stick it to the door for a hands-free installation. Then you simply attach the outside unit to this plate and then mount the inside unit to the plate. From there, you download the application and program your PIN codes and your fingerprints, and you are good to go. I loved how every screw and piece of hardware was labeled, so it's very easy to put this together. I really feel like anybody could do this. This lock is for sure more convenient than a traditional key. How many times have I had my hands full and I have to fumble around in my pocket trying to find my key, then I have to find the correct key, and then if you forget your keys, then of course you're locked out of your house. The key still works on this lock, but it kind of works as a backup. It's no longer really necessary. This is definitely one of the most versatile smart locks that I've ever used, with many different ways to lock and unlock. You can use your fingerprint, you can set up a PIN code. They have these little IC cards that are programmable, and of course you can use a manual key. With the G2 gateway, there are even more options for controlling this. Of course, you can control this through the app via Bluetooth, but if you add the G2 gateway, you can control this lock when you're away from home. So if you want to control this remotely, maybe a friend arrives at the house and you want to unlock from within the application or give them a temporary PIN code, you can do that as long as you have this G2 gateway installed, which gives more smart features to the lock. With the G2 gateway, you can also control this with your voice via smart assistants like Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Okay, lock back porch. For me, the fingerprint scanner is definitely one of the strongest points of this lock. It's one of the most accurate that I've ever used, with an accuracy rating of 99%. This has never misread my fingerprint. The fingerprint scanner is also super fast, being able to recognize your fingerprint in under 0.3 seconds. You're able to store up to 50 fingerprints, so if you wanted to do multiple digits per person, you could still have fingerprints stored for every person in your family and even your extended family. With the PIN codes, you're able to store up to 150 PIN codes, which should be enough for you and the entire neighborhood if you so choose. One thing that really makes a DESLOC stand out is this temporary access. So if you have a FedEx person or a UPS person that you trust and you want to be able to give them temporary access, or any kind of other service worker, maybe you have someone that comes by and helps you clean the house or helps you do the laundry, or maybe you just have family members that you'd like to be able to give temporary access to, you can do that through the application and set up the time of access. The temporary access controls also make this great for anyone who has short-term rental properties, or maybe you host an Airbnb or something like that. Being able to give people temporary access for certain days of the month when they're supposed to arrive definitely makes this a convenient option. The PIN code features anti-peep technology, which allows you to punch in any random series of numbers before and after your PIN code, and it will still recognize the PIN code and unlock the door for you. That way, if you have someone over your shoulder that's looking, or you just want added privacy, you have that with the anti-peep technology. This lock is powered by 4 AA batteries, which will last you an entire year with normal use. The lock will give you notification when the batteries are running low and it's time to replace them. But if you do happen to run out of battery life before they're replaced, there is emergency power supply. There's a USB port on the bottom of the exterior side of the lock where you can plug in a power bank or something like that. That way you can access your home or your space if you don't have the manual key on you. If you prefer a more manual way of unlocking, but you don't want to have to fumble around with keys, the IC card is definitely a great option. They do include 2 of these with the lock, so you can program 2 of these for 2 separate people, and it's still much easier than fumbling around with a traditional key. Overall, if you're looking for a super convenient and easy to install smart lock with lots of versatile features for locking and unlocking, then the DESLOC Fingerprint Smart Lock is definitely a great option. I'll be sure to include a link in the description of where you can pick up one of these for yourself. I'll also have an exclusive 20% discount code there in the description, so do be sure to use that link and that code to get maximum savings on this lock. That about wraps it up for this video. Thanks guys for watching. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next one.